Hola, señores y señoras.
Hello.
We're in Madrid, y'all.
See.
Join us as we try to see as much as we can in Madrid in just 2 days.
We're gonna check out some food, see some sights, and just enjoy.
Hi, I'm Greg.
And I'm Paula.
We are two retired nerds that are traveling the world full time.
Join us as we fumble our way through this new life.
We'll share what we learn and have some fun along the way.
Just left the flagship lounge. About to go on our flight. First time in the flagship lounge here. It's in Terminal D at the DFW airport. It was nice, really long lounge. Lots of different food options, drink options. Lots of seating, so lots of places to go. Where are we going?
We're fixing a border plane to Madrid. We'll be in Madrid a couple of days. Then we're gonna go to Granada for 12. Then we'll spend about 3 days in Ronda and another 12 days in Sevilla. That's all in Spain. We'll be in Spain for a month. Then we're moving to Portugal. We'll be in Lagos, Portugal for an entire month. And then almost a week in Lisbon. Then we have to hop out of the Schengen. So we will go up to Ireland for a month and Scotland. Well, 5 weeks actually. 5 weeks in Ireland, 5 weeks in Scotland. We'll probably give you a little more detail on that as we get closer to.
Yeah, so longest trip that we've had so far, a little under 5 months, 4 months.
4 months and 3 weeks.
So we're excited. We just left the flagship lounge of American Airlines, about to get on our flight. We were
able to get off forward.
Yeah, we were able to get business class flight on points. So that's always handy. So we'll have lay flat seats.
But we do have to get back to Terminal A from D. So we're taking the Skylink.
Yep, DFW has a really nice Skylink that gets you around. Once you get through security, you can get all over the airport really quickly on this guy. So if you're ever here, don't feel like you can't go to the other terminals. It's very easy to get around. And I think the whole thing's about a
15 minutes if you have to go all the way around.
Which you never do because it goes both ways. So you're only ever 2 terminals away from any one. So check it out. Madrid airport. Very unique. I like this design. So we're just trying to get our bearings, and this was arrival after an overnight flight. So we've been just trying to stay awake. Yep, travel day. So we've actually, what did we do? We did the hop on, hop off bus, but it really wasn't that today.
Yeah, they haven't started that. They'll start it tomorrow because it's kind of down season, low season. So we just did a panoramic tour, which was really fine because I don't know that we would have hopped off really today to see anything. We're just trying to stay awake long enough to eat dinner.
Yeah, so we're going to continue to wander the city and see what we can see.
And dinner is really late.
Yeah, so we'll see if we can survive till dinner, and then we'll crash. And we're in Madrid for one more full day, and then following day we head off to Granada. So welcome to Spain, España.
Adios, y'all.
So this is the traditional hot chocolate and churros. I don't think this is the kind of hot chocolate you're gonna drink because it's very thick.
And we've tried
but
before.
It looks very good though. Give it a try. Ooh, that's thick chocolate. What do you think? Good stuff? Good stuff, Maynard.
Buenos dias. We are waiting on the bus this morning. It is so easy to get around Madrid. You can use tap and go from your phone just to hop on and go where you need to go. Google Maps will tell you which buses you need to take. There is also a metro. We took the metro from the airport, and for that we did have to buy a card. I can't remember how much the card cost, but it was €12 for both of us to get here from the airport to our location. We are a little bit above the city center. It's about a 40-minute walk where we're going, or a 15-minute bus ride, but super easy to get just about wherever you want to go here. We took the bus yesterday and had no issues at all. So we didn't really have a plan for Madrid because part of it's because we're here too short a time and we know you can't truly experience Madrid in 2 days. But it worked out fine. We met great people at breakfast. We decided to come to the park, and this park is amazing. There's so many people. There's obviously boating. No idea how much that is, but it looks like a lot of fun. But we're wandering through and we've come across at least 3 different places where people are playing music. My favorite is the strings. I think there's a violin and a bass and cello. And so we're going to go back there in a minute and listen to at least one more song before we head down to the Crystal Palace. But this park is huge. We probably walked 15 minutes and we just now maybe got to the center. So definitely, if you have time, this is a place to go. It looks like there's a little cafe behind Greg and more music. Now we have the guitar. So guitar on the left, saxophone on the right. But this has been beautiful. We also remembered that we have our Rick Steves tours. So once we're done with the park, we're going to go to Plaza de Sol and take I think, an 80-minute walk with Rick Steves through part of the city. We did do 2 bus tours yesterday. We went ahead, since we were here such a short time, and did the panoramic tours, 24-hour. There was a historic tour of Madrid and a modern tour of Madrid, and we were able to squeeze in both, just one after the other. So we got to see a good bit of Madrid that way, a lot of the architecture and things like that. So that was a lot of fun. I recommend it if you have a very short time in Madrid, maybe if you have a long time, but usually they're hop on, hop off, but we're off season, so it was just a panoramic tour, but it was the first day off the plane, and so that was a good plan for us then.
In the Puerto del Sol, you'll find a statue of the bear and the strawberry tree. This has been serving as the city's official symbol since the 13th century.
And kilometer zero is the symbolic and geographical center of all of Spain.
I want to talk about the ticket a little more. When we got to the airport, we had to purchase this card first, which you add tickets to it when you purchase it. It's about €250, and then you can load up to 10, which I suggest because you will probably use the public transportation at least 10 times, and it saves you money. Right now, it's about $6.10 for 10 trips, or individually, they're about a €150 each. So it's a little more than half price even. So very worth it to get one of these. It works on the metro and the bus. Oh, and on the machine, you can turn it to English, so it will walk you through all the instructions in English as well. Not quite as intuitive as I'd like it to be. It took us a second to figure it all out, but like I said, you can always still use tap and pay. I don't know how to use that on the metro, but definitely on the bus, it's usable.
So I got the Napolitanos, which is like a flaky, buttery, thank you, a flaky, buttery pastry with chocolate in it. So what's not to like? As you can see, I couldn't wait. I've already eaten most of it, but it's delicious. We got them at this La Morquina. It's right on the square. I mean, this is good stuff, good dessert. We had a good little croissant sandwich, so we're good to go.
I got a torrijas tradicionales. So they use, I think, like the milk from the day before. They soak it in there and put cinnamon and sugar on it. It's a traditional Easter dessert, and I did see you can get it with like a big heavy cream kind of on top too. That looked like a little too much for us to start. So that's what I got. It's pretty good. I enjoy it. anything with cinnamon sugar, though, Buenos tardes. We are now in the Plaza Mayor, which is a square built by this guy up on the horse. That's King Philip III. He bought this place. It had been a little market, and he turned it in to this big square. Now, his dad, King Philip II, was the one that made Madrid, what started Madrid into what it is today. He moved his capital to Madrid because it's kind of in the center of Spain. And so then his son decided to build up this square. They did all sorts of things. Political meetings were here. They've done bullfights here. They've had parades. They also had executions that had to do with the Spanish Inquisition. So
You never expect the Spanish Inquisition.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
So, so lots of good things have happened here. Lots of bad things have happened here. But
whatever, if something happened, this was the place.
This was the place that it happened. And there's several different arcades. I'm counting seven different arcades to go in and out of the square, so you can go to all different parts of the old city from here. But really cool place, lots of different restaurants. We're seeing lots of people here today that are here to see Real Madrid play football tonight in their big, giant, 80,000 spectator sitting stadium.
Well, they have the weird
word.
thing about that is 70,000 season ticket holders. So it's like, how do you get a ticket if you're not a season ticket holder?
Yep.
I imagine very carefully or very expensively.
And at one point, they were cramming 110,000 people in there. They decided that probably wasn't very safe. So now only the 80,000 seated. And I don't know, it's going to be a lively night tonight. Like I said, lots of fans here. Big police presence here, which is interesting because we really haven't seen much trouble. But definitely make a stop here when you come to Madrid.
So Madrid has a big tapas culture, and one of the things that we'd heard about was the squid sandwich. So had to go check that out, and one of the places we'd heard was Casa Rua, just off the Plaza Mayor. So went and did it, and yum. I've had several since then. Just saying.
So our Rick Steves audio tour took us on a lovely walk through the city where our tour bus could not take us yesterday. So we saw lots of really pretty architecture.
Yeah, it was just nice to be able to go and understand. We see these things all the time, but having him explain it to us really gave some depth to what we were seeing.
Context,
right.
Yeah.
And then we finally made it to the cathedral. I'm not going to even try that name.
Buenos tardes. We've made it to the Almudena Cathedral. This is a really interesting cathedral because it's newer than the ones we saw in Florence because the city of Madrid is newer. And after it was established as a city, it took a while then to get approval to do a cathedral. So the artwork in there is more modern. The stained glass is much more modern than the cathedrals we saw in Florence. So
yeah, the bold colors that they had in the stained glass and really in those ceilings really made it different and unique. Definitely check this one out.
So we're at the Royal Palace of Madrid. As you can see, this is the largest palace in Europe with over 3,000 rooms. But I would say, as far as rankings, probably Versailles, Schönbrunn Palace in Vienna, and then this one, but it's magnificent. It's huge. It's officially the royal palace of the King of Spain, but they don't really actually live here. It's the official residence, I guess, but for the royal family, but they live in a different palace. And they use this one for ceremonies and things, but it's right next to the cathedral that we just showed you. So really nice place to visit. You can tour inside. They've got a really nice looking tour. We couldn't make it on this trip, but maybe on our next. We'll see, but it's also up on a beautiful hill that you can go look outside over the valley. So, and then there's the cathedral there. Beautiful. Enough said.
So we're at this little park at across from the palace, and one interesting thing is this park is built on top of one of the ring roads. They spent some time and buried an entire M30 highway under the city of Madrid so that you don't have the traffic up top. So we're in the middle of the city, but it's kind of quiet. And we've seen some cars today, but not near what you would expect in a city of 3 million people. Greater area has 6 million people. So, nice little park here. We're sitting next to the statue of Philip IV. He was the last of the Philips. There you go. But the M30 is all underground with parks built on top. So they've got more green area and a little more pedestrian areas. So
Very nice.
very nice.
So the great thing about having the street buried underneath is there's a lot of pedestrian areas.
So that was nice to walk down. No worries about cars and that, and they're quite wide, as you can see.
And our tour took us back towards Puerto del Sol. On the way, we saw this neat little bookstore that's attached to a church building. It's been operating since 1650, just out in the open.
So the tour also told us to look for something, and we thought, an adventure? Yes, please. So we had to go on the hunt for Perez the mouse. That is Madrid's legendary tooth mouse.
So it's kind of the Spanish version of the Tooth Fairy, and he's super cute.
So we kept looking, and we finally found his plaque and his little statue hidden away, so mission accomplished.
We realized that 2 days is not enough to really delve into Madrid, but it was a nice first introduction to Spanish culture.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to going back and experiencing this place in a little more detail.
I love that there were always people outside, always people visiting. It was a really social city, I felt like, and we truly enjoyed the 2 days we were there. If you enjoyed this video, then like and subscribe, make a comment. We'd love to hear from you. And if you're new to us, go back and see some of our old videos. You might find something interesting.
Ciao, guys.
Adios, y'all.